Wow, that chop block off Chen Shi, that was unreal. He's got long pip, or the short pips on the backhand. He can come down the back of the ball and make a chop block. And Hao Shuai wasn't fooled. He pushed the ball back and played an unbelievable shot.
Beautiful.
These guys do an incredible job of making shots that are very risky, but they're not risky for them. They're always perfectly balanced, and they don't seem to miss those shots almost ever.
Forced error there by Shuai.
I think Hao Shuai is going to try to control Chen in the same way he always does. He's going to try to control him off his drop shot, make them push out, and once he gets that burst opening, he just keeps cranking until the other guy misses. The argument here is going on is it hit the net and then it clipped the net bar. It didn't actually touch the table. So they're awarding Hao Shuai the point because the ball didn't actually touch the table. It touched the net bar. It trickled over and barely dribbled over the net tape. So that's why they awarded Hao Shuai with the point and not Chen Shi.
Wonderful exchange here. Tremendous power there.
Hao Shuai has so much power. It doesn't matter that Chen Shi's blocking this ball with short pips. He can change the spin on him a little bit, but he just has so much power. He has such good footwork. He can track it down. And, ooh, that chop block was heavy. I would have been really impressed. The last time he got that chop block, he just played a pushback and trying to loop that ball. Even Hao Shuai put that one in the net. That was a really, really heavy chop block.
Yeah, that's very, very, very challenging.
Chen Shi's really feeling the pressure. Every time Hao Shuai starts attacking, Chen Shi has no way of taking the attack away from him. He just starts swinging like crazy. And I don't know if that's the best strategy. I think he's going to have to try to grind out the point a little bit more and just keep working hard. And maybe he can get in that way. But he seems to be doing an okay job so far of returning the serve within reason. I mean, he's not like handling the serves perfectly by any sense, but Hao Shuai serves, nobody handles the serve perfectly. But
yeah, I think he's just feeling the overall pressure with the serves that Hao Shuai has been playing today. This tournament, actually, everybody's had a tremendous challenge receiving, so he feels like he has to step it up in order to stay in the match.
All right, game two, Chen Shi's really going to have to step it up here. You do not want to be down 0-2 to Hao Shuai.
Great opening. Chen Shi, thwarted by Hao Shuai.
He's trying to loop that chop block again. I don't think he's going to be successful looping that ball. He's going to have to push that ball. I think it's a great play for Chen Shi. That's the one thing he can do to stop Hao Shuai from that continuous looping barrage.
Classic serve and attack. Gets the point for Hao Shuai.
Really have been opened by Hao Shuai, and you can see he's starting to do is he's not going to the backhand anymore. He doesn't want to see the chop block of Chen Shi. He's starting to go more towards the middle forehand now, so that so that Chen Shi can't tear off and attack the ball.
Hao Shuai forcing the issue there. Beautiful. Chen Shi takes risk there with the backhand drive, and it turns out to be a success. That's a very risky technique to flat hit on the backhand side, and paid off for Chen Shi.
You can see how Shuai is clearly trying to get out to Chen's forehand. And I don't know if it's because he thinks Chen's forehand's a little bit weaker, or if he just doesn't want to deal with that chop block anymore. He just thinks there's an easier way to win the point other than having to deal with that chop block with that short pitch from Chen Shi. Shuai never lost balance. He gets in net, he comes up and recovers it, and the guy just never loses balance. These guys are so quick and so balanced, and they have such good control with their hands and such good feeling for that ball. He played the ball low back to the net. That's unbelievable.
Very uncharacteristic. Aggressive serve there. These players serve so close to the net that they tip the net quite often.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the problem with playing these top Chinese guys. If you put the drop shot 2 inches too high, it's a flip kill, and you have almost no chance of returning that next ball.
Yeah, I agree.
If it's hard enough to read what's on the serve, if you make one small mistake with the return, man, they make it pay. There's that flat block again with the short pitch from Chen Shi, and then he comes in. This is the relatively easy forehand. Easy for these guys anyways. For you and I, it's not so easy, but for these guys, that's pretty routine. Wow, that's great deception. He had to cover the flip cross court, Chen Shi did. And Hao Shuai had great misdirection to beat him out wide on the forehand side. All right, 2-0 for Hao Shuai. First 2 games, 3 and 6. Man, Hao Shuai is just dominating this guy. He's dominating in every fast one with the serve and the receive, and then after the point, Chen Shi just doesn't have an answer at all. And hopefully he can find one. His coach is going to have to help out a little bit. But
yeah, Chen Shi's going to have to dig deep here to get himself out of this hole. He's feeling the pressure, and what do you do in a situation like this? The answers are not clear.
Yeah, for everyone wondering what the difference is between somebody 13 in the world and somebody who's maybe 100, 150 in the world, you're clearly seeing what the difference is. It's just they're a little bit better at everything. Yeah. And that's the difference here, is that Chen Shi is just a little bit better than...
A little bit in every area of the game.
Yeah, Hao Shuai is just a little better than Chen Shi in every single area. And sometimes you feel so much pressure to recover from that, and then you start to overplay a little bit.
The edge. Quite reached that. Beautiful forehand loop. Chen Shi is really trying to make a strong opening 3-0 lead.
Chen Shi's really come out here guns blazing the first 4 points. I mean, he's taking some really big cuts at the ball. And I think he feels no pressure now. He's down 2-0, and I have nothing to lose. I lost the first 2 games pretty badly playing the style I was going to play, and I might as well go out swinging. It's really admirable, I think. Wow, he went out all the way to the barrier on the forehand side and almost recovered the backhand shot. Hao Shuai is playing unbelievable.
Wonderful forehand loop there with a little bit of misdirection. Inside out to Chen Shi's forehand. Unable to reach. So in this game, Chen Shi is thinking that he has possibility to possibly take a game here.
He got the lead by being so aggressive, and now he's gotten a little bit conservative. He's just got to keep swinging at the ball. You tried playing short. You can't play short with Hao Shuai. His feel's too good. His short game is far too good. You got to just open up and try to play. There you go. There he played, opened up, and he gave Hao Shuai the first opening, and then he got the counter attack back. That's the only way he's got a chance to get in this match. That's the only way he's going to be able to win points, and he may not win the match because of it, but that's the only way he's got a shot.
I agree. He's got to keep the pressure on. He has to keep the pressure on. Small opening, and Hao Shuai will take it. So Chen Shi was almost forced here to take a bit more risk in order to keep that lead.
Yeah, that's what happens when you give a soft opening to these guys. That's the one downfall of using the short pips that Chen Shi uses, is you can't usually generate a lot of power off underspin. It helps hit the topspin balls because you can get on top of them and hit a flat block, but off the underspin balls you can't generate so much spin.
Great effort, didn't pay off there from Chen Shi, but that's what he's got to do. You have to be a bit of a gambler just to maintain.
I've watched Hao Shuai play alternate. Those are the first 2 serves this match. He missed 2 serves this match. Those are the only 2 serves I saw him miss all tournament. That was really heavy. If Hao Shuai pushed that ball in the net, that ball had a lot of heavy underspin on it. And I think he's serving the heavy underspin ball, looking for Hao Shuai to push out to him so he can start attacking.
Yeah, Chen Shi is probably thinking, I need to put just a little bit more on everything that I'm doing. A little more spin, a little more punch, a little more power, a little more risk.
Chen Shi's got 3 game points here. And Hao Shuai serve erases one of them. All right, he's got to try to focus here a little bit. This would be kind of cool if if Chen Shi can kind of claw his way back a little bit and make a match out of this.
It's a good thing that Chen Shi's serving at this point.
I'm a little surprised Chen Shi's not calling a timeout just to think about this, because, I mean, he's going to waste it. He's not going to have a timeout if he loses.
Oh, that was his opportunity. Close out that game.
We're down 1-2 now. I was surprised at first he didn't call timeout. It turned out to be a great call, and that's why I am not a Chinese expert coach, and I am talking to you guys. So we got a match now. Chen Shi did a very good job of coming out and being really aggressive. These guys make it look so unbelievably easy, but they're just so balanced all the time, and they can hit unbelievable shots from everywhere on the court. And even reading what kind of spin this is, it's not all the time reading the kind of spin as it is being able to read the amount of spin. Because if you think it's a little bit of underspin and you underplay that underspin a little bit, you're in the net all day long. And that's some of the trouble we're having with how Shuai serve.
Oh, I agree. It's so critical to catch. I mean, the ball's moving slowly enough. Sometimes you can see the label even, but not always. So it's definitely an instinct.
That's that flat backhand with the short pips again from Chen Shi.
I like how he's maintaining that pressure. He's not given any opportunity for Hao Shuai.
I think that's the first time Chen Shi's taken his backhand down the line like that to Hao Shuai. I think Hao Shuai was a little bit surprised.
Great placement, yes.
Oh, that's great disguise. That fade he plays out wide to the forehand side is unbelievable because you have to respect the drop shot and you get caught leaning one way and then all of a sudden you're a little bit off balance. If you can get these guys off balance, that's when your short game's pretty good.
Chen Shi's totally surprised by that. He was almost stumbled.
One correction Hao Shuai's made after the first couple of games, he hasn't really opened heavy into that Chen Shi backhand. I think a little bit inferior. He doesn't want to deal with that chop block. That chop block is awfully heavy.
Hao Shuai's great serves here will continue to be a factor in this match.
Yeah, before the match gets too far away from him, Chen Shi calls a timeout. So we'll have a little 1-minute break here, and they'll try to go into some strategy and how they're going to kind of get back into the match. Every time that Chen Shi gets down, he comes out just guns blazing. That forehand is huge.
JOOLA, for the champion in you, an official sponsor of USA Table Tennis.